you are going to say to me, but we see all these fancy CVs with lots of graphics and use of icons and lots of pretty colors and things in lists and all sorts of things. Have you seen CVs like this? Okay. What do you think is the problem about this when you're sending it through an automatic tracking system? What's going to happen? Okay, so for me, as a human being, it's a lot of reading. For a computer, it doesn't really care how many words they are. What's it going to do to a computer, though? Yeah, so there's a lot of data, there's a lot of graphics, there's a lot of numbers that don't necessarily relate to a sentence. Things are in columns and all over the place. And a computer is going to scan this and not know how to make sense of it. Okay? So it's not that it's reading it, it's that it's not going to know how to bring pieces of information together. So it's going to pick up the 60,000, but it doesn't know that that 60,000 relates to the 2 lines below it. It just sees it as 60,000. Okay, so there's no logic to this for a scanning system. So please, if you are emailing your CV, make it as simple as possible, and the template that I've given you is as simple as it gets. Okay? You can change the colors, you can do make it a little bit more interesting as you want, but don't do fancy fonts, because scanning technology really wants something that's Arial or as simple as Arial. Don't do fancy graphics, because scanning technology can't read the graphics, so it doesn't know what they are. And don't do columns, because the moment you do columns, it sometimes works, but it can also sometimes confuse scanning, because it reads across and it doesn't know that that information doesn't relate to each other. You are welcome to do this for any CV that you're going to take into an interview if you want to. Personally, it doesn't seem to impress too many people, so whether you want to put in that effort or not is entirely up to you. But if your email is going through anything electronic, your CV is going through electronic, don't even bother to do this. And you will see, if you go onto the internet and Google CV templates, there are so many sites that suggest fancy formats like this. Maybe not as complicated as this, but fancy colors, fancy fonts, fancy layouts. They're a waste of time for anything that's going through a scanner. Okay. Yeah.
If you physically having a CV like that, wouldn't it be relevant if you were looking for a job as like a graphic designer?
Sure. Are you looking for a job as a graphic designer?
I'm just thinking, doesn't it depend on?
Absolutely. So there are a few industries where something like that would be important, but I have made the assumption that nobody in this room is in the graphic design, advertising, kind of creative industries. I may be wrong, but yes, if you're going to share my template with friends who are in other industries, that may apply. But again, everybody who applies for a job these days goes through some sort of scanning technology, and this won't pass a test on a scanner. So by all means, take something fancy and pretty to an interview as something that you hand in person, but don't try and put that through anything that's going to get scanned. Okay.